daughter made me coffee this morning, which is so sweet. She knows I love cinnamon, so she put a bunch of cinnamon in it, and of course it's in her favorite princess cup. I've been in the habit lately where I take my daughter to school and then come home and get ready. This is not the best habit for me. I need to be waking up earlier and getting ready and getting my day started because it cuts into my day a lot when I come home and then it's kind of like, oh, it's time to get ready for the day. But nonetheless, that routine can start tomorrow. Why don't you come get ready with me? Kept my skincare so simple today with just some oil, and then I have my little 5-minute makeup routine I'm gonna do. I was about to make my bed. I had to strip the sheet. My daughter co-sleeps with me. She wet the bed last night. I'm always hesitant to share stuff like this because I don't want to embarrass my kid. It's a very real thing that happens in motherhood. I think it's important to highlight those realities and not just document when things are going as planned. Motherhood has taught me a lot about stepping outside of my own rigidity and really just going with the flow and taking things as they come. What I've been lucky to say recently is I'm learning to be like water. There's a song by A Beautiful Chorus and it goes, "Be like water, my friend." Gosh, I can't remember the exact words. Oh, when nothing within you stays rigid, you decide what shape you're in. And obviously it sounds better when they sing it, so look up the song. I don't know, I feel like motherhood more than anything else has really pushed me to be in that flow. Motherhood has been the best spiritual journey. It's really forced me to go inward, and I think a lot of moms can relate, and face my own triggers. I love these Kumba fragrance oils. They have changed the packaging. If you know, you know, but Water Goddess is my signature scent. I wear it every day. Even when I'm wearing other fragrances, I usually layer it on top. I just like having a go-to scent that is mine. I don't know, it smells so good. Lately, I feel like spring makes me want to wear more floral. I really want to try making my own perfume. My daughter's actually been collecting little dried flowers that she wants to turn into a perfume. I have never made a perfume before. I know how to make herbal oils, so it's like maybe if I just made a floral scented oil and put it in a little perfume thing like this, we could just wear it as a perfume. That being said, I am going to use the handy dandy internet and see if there is a better way. Also, like the flowers that she's collecting are any and all, so I need to kind of look up the safety of the flowers and maybe take her to a flower farm or something versus collecting flowers for it from the side of the road. But she is a flower forager. I love wearing jade. It's supposed to bring luck and prosperity. Also, can we talk about how I love shades of pink and purple with green? One of my all-time favorite color combos. There must be a little forest school that operates here because there's been a couple times where I've seen the kids in their outdoor gear. I didn't see them today, but I can hear them and it's really sweet. It's giving me nostalgia because my daughter did forest school, not at this location. Now she's too old for it. She's in regular school, but giving me all the nostalgia of being a forest school mom. Want to confirm something's a cleaver? This is how you check. If anybody tried to attack me, I'd be safe because I have a weapon. But I am a pacifist, so I don't know if I would actually use it. It's time to head home. I got a tiny amount of cleavers, hopefully enough to create one infusion. I haven't really worked with cleavers before, but I know that they're really good for your lymphatic system. This journey with getting into plants has been so much fun. Oh, there's a hummingbird right next to me. Oh my God, can I get it on camera? They're so fast, but there's two little hummingbirds flopping around the tree that's in front of me. That feels special. A couple summers ago, I felt really interested in learning herbalism, particularly from a medicinal standpoint. Got a couple books, but I also felt really overwhelmed, so I didn't dig in as deeply as I would have liked to, primarily because I was trying to learn all of it at once. And then last summer, when I took my first herbal workshop, also when I wildcrafted the first time, the first herb that I wildcrafted was St. John's wort, primarily because it's really easy to positively identify because you can squeeze it. It puts a red liquid on your fingers. I wish I could show you, but it's not in season here yet. And I made an herbal oil out of that. That same summer, I went back and took another herbal workshop. Then recently, I took an edible plants workshop about foraging for edible plants instead of just medicinal. I also went on a guided plant walk with a naturopath. One thing that I have found really helpful in not feeling overwhelmed and giving up is to focus on just one or two plants at a time. So for example, I was focused on identifying plantain just because there's so much plantain here that it's so easy to find, but that gave me the confidence to keep learning more. And I find that now I can have multiple thrown my way and it feels easier to memorize the properties and how to identify them. And then also for me, I feel like identification is key in trying to wildcraft and forage on my own. I can always look up the benefits again if I need to. In addition, I think there's somewhat of a catapult or cannonball effect, whereas I might have heard a little bit about one plant ally and kind of forgot, kind of like in one ear and out the other. But then once I've worked with it or held it or touched it or seen it in the wild, I start to remember the things that I learned about it previously. If you're interested in getting to know our plant ally, like literally choose one and start with that, and your knowledge base just grows from there. It's also a lot easier and quicker for me to learn about them now than it was when I started. Yeah, I'm very much still a beginner and still a student, but if you do want me to share more about edible or medicinal plants on this channel, let me know in the comments, because right now that's one of my favorite things to talk about. Having a little snack. I'm currently making lunch. I'm planning to make the salad with lentils, but the lentils need to cook and cool before I can use them. My breakfast today was literally just a little piece of toast and a handful of blueberries. If you've been to my channel before, I am not pro skipping breakfast. In fact, I think it's really important, especially for women, that we eat breakfast every day to nourish our bodies and keep our hormones functioning. However, this morning I was just running behind and it didn't happen for me today. And that's fine, that's real life, but I just want y'all to know that is not my habit and I don't want it to be your habit. I don't want to normalize that. Anyway, I say all that to say I am starving. I love the view from my patio during spring. Let me show you. Since we were talking about edible plants earlier, this is miner's lettuce, which is edible. I tried to repot it and I did not do a good job, so I think I might just pull all of this out unless I can untangle and salvage some of it. But this one was a success. I didn't do any research or anything on how to pot this, which I probably should have. I do know that it needs a shady area. I'm just working with the patio. I don't have a yard, so I put it in an area of my patio that stays shady for longer in the day. But by about 4 p.m. this whole patio is the sunshine. The soil is really nice. You can tell it was created from compost. This was gifted to me by somebody. You can literally just pop off the miner's lettuce and eat it, or use it for salads instead of spinach or greens. Last year my basil plant was absolutely thriving. It died during winter. This year we are struggling so bad. I got this one from Trader Joe's and I just didn't transplant it soon enough. wanted to talk about what I'm wearing for a second. I've actually had this for a couple months now. I also don't normally wear this color. I usually wear a lot of browns, greens, blacks, grays. When I saw early 2000s yoga mom trending on TikTok, I was like, I don't know why, but this outfit feels perfect for that vibe. I grabbed this from Indigo Luna, sustainable brand. I also grabbed the skirt because I have this exact outfit in black and I absolutely love it. It is getting a little warm out today, so I'm probably gonna change, but I just wanted to show you all. Here's how it looks with the skirt. I'm actually so excited to eat this. It's like a lentil-based Greek salad. It has a lot of heartier vegetables in it, so I feel like it's gonna hold up pretty well in the fridge. I'm sort of a meal prepper. I do make the majority of my food at home versus eating out. But I like to cook in big batches. It's just easier for me, and then save some in the fridge. If I'm making soups or things like that, I can stick them in the freezer and eat them later. That way I'm not constantly cooking. It still feels like I'm cooking a lot, especially because I haven't really batched my meal prep. That's probably what I need to do, is set aside a few hours. Instead, what I'll do is, so yesterday I made dal and I'll be eating that for dinner for a couple days. Then today I made this lunch that I'll be eating. So I kind of stagger everything out. Oh my god, this is so good. I'm gonna be photographing and listing some of my handbags for sale. Some of them, like this bucket bag, I'm fine with letting go. This one feels a little harder to let go. It's a little Y2K Liz Claiborne that I wore a lot a few years ago. I just found lip gloss inside, which is kind of fun. I recently thrifted this, which is a 2003 Banana Republic bag. But if I'm gonna bring in a new small brown bag, then I need to let a small brown bag go. That's the rule that I have for myself to keep myself from collecting too many things. I'm definitely really sad to see these Telfar bags go. I still have like the original packaging, but I just don't find myself reaching for them. They feel sentimental. If you go way back into the archives of my channel, I actually have a video of me unboxing these Telfar bags. It's probably a really cringe video, but if you want to see me in my earlier days of YouTube, be my guest. I have this spectacular 1960s era vintage beaded tote bag. I'm really sad to see this one go, but I cannot remember the last time that I've used it. I have no idea if there's anybody in the world who will want this, but it's an Alexander Wang Nordstrom pop-up tote bag. I'll be getting rid of this belt too. It was stored with the purses. It's really cute with the suns, but I just don't find myself wearing it. I feel like being really transparent with you all because I don't want to build a channel where I am performing perfection. I want to be able to be real, even at risk of oversharing. Currently, I feel like if I have money sitting in my closet, I need it in my bank account instead. I've been unemployed since 2022. The year that my dad died is the same year that I got fired. And for a while, I was able to sustain my daughter and I just from selling vintage clothing on Etsy, Depop, and doing market. This past year, it's been a lot harder, but I've just been in this weird spot. I've applied for so many jobs, especially part-time work, multiple interviews that I didn't get, or jobs that I was really excited for and I had interviews lined up, but typically I can't just go interview somewhere the next day unless it would be during school hours because I have to find childcare. It seems like in order to get somebody available to watch her, there has to be like the 3 to 4 day buffer. So what continues to happen is that I'll have an interview set up for like 4 or 5 days out, and then during the time that I'm preparing for the interview, I will get an email that they have interviewed and hired somebody else in the meantime. I've just been feeling really discouraged. And yes, some of these interviews are for good jobs and aligned jobs, and honestly, some of them have been for minimum wage jobs that feel really unaligned, and I'm still not getting the job. That is what has felt really depressing. I talked about this earlier with the change in routine, but it also feels this way right now with life in general, especially this kind of in-between of trying to figure out if there is a job I can take or whether to continue on the path of entrepreneurship. It feels like the universe is really asking me to not be rigid and to totally go with the flow and accept whatever comes. I don't want to have to move just because my daughter's school has been really good to her. She has a one-on-one para who works with her throughout the day. Any moms have been through the IEP process. Oh my god, it took forever to get there. So the idea of uprooting her and switching all that feels scary, but I also know that I could live somewhere that's a lot cheaper than the suburbs of Seattle or Western Washington for that matter. So I'm trying to be really open and really unattached to the outcome of the situation, and I guess just be like water. Trust that whatever is meant to be is what will come into alignment for us. If big changes have to happen, that there is a reason behind that. On another note, I heard a creator somewhere say, I wish I could remember who, that when you spend more time going more places, you are just expanding the ability for luck to find you. And as an introvert who likes to stay home, I'm taking that very seriously, and I'm trying to leave the house more, and I'm trying to talk to strangers more. But I'm not going up to somebody and saying like, hey, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing career-wise right now, but more in the fact where I'm telling people, hey, I'm really interested in learning about plants. Hey, I'm really interested in working in the wellness space. You know, just talking to people. I did something that is hard for me as a shy introvert yesterday, and actually emailed a yoga studio to see if they are potentially looking for subs, and if not, although I'm certified, I'm very inexperienced in teaching yoga. Do you offer any mentorship? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking to drop a couple $1,000s on a mentorship right now because I just don't feel confident doing that. But like, hey, are you open to mentoring? Or can I trade some time? Can I help clean the studio for a membership or for a mentorship? Do you know of any opportunities to volunteer to teach yoga for free? I was volunteering at a farm last year. I think I'm just gonna put myself in more volunteer spaces, but also when I'm out on my walk, talk to people. I'm going to go to coffee shops more and bring my laptop and get some of my work done there instead of at home, just to make myself available to talk and not be so scared, and literally just start the conversations and literally let people know what I do. I use Threads all the time, but the other day was the first time that I ever posted that I even sell vintage clothing. Linked my shop back, and that didn't result in some influx of sales or anything like that, but it was just me actually talking about what I do in spaces instead of kind of shrinking, putting myself out there in ways that maybe will let more luck flow to me, maybe not, who knows. I want to be very real with you all. Gonna get these photos taken, gonna pick up my daughter later tonight, aka later in this vlog. I'm gonna show you all my favorite moon tea recipe, and I really want to share it with you all, so keep watching.
Why did you used to like to eat these as well? Hey, I have an idea. I have a great idea.
We don't want to break him, but we want him to know that he's not in a tiny box anymore. That way he can grow bigger.
See my rock climbing wall?
Tyla's in the bath, and I'm about to go make us our blue moon milk. When I was really little, my dad would make me blue milk. His was a little bit different but similar. It was because I wouldn't drink milk. I hated the taste. So he would add blue food coloring, vanilla, and sugar and heat it up. Mine is a little bit more holistic. I prefer to use almond milk, but you can use whatever milk. I like to do half water, half milk in a pan. I let a cinnamon stick simmer in the water for about 10 minutes before I add a hearty pinch of lavender and butterfly pea flower. I add a little splash of vanilla and some maple syrup to sweeten it. I'll sprinkle a little powdered cinnamon on the top when it's all done. I also think chamomile would be a really good addition to this. I just don't have any, but it's a really warm, sweet way to get ready for bed.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. The potions master. Whispers followed Harry from the moment he left his dormitory the next day. And doors that weren't really doors at all, but solid walls just pretending. The people and portraits kept going to visit each other, and Harry was sure the coats of armor could talk. And now we are kind of winding down for the night. Usually at bedtime, either I will read out loud to Kyla or we'll just both read our books independently. It's nice that it's finally warm enough that we can sit on the patio and enjoy our evenings outside and not be cooped up in our apartment. It's been a beautiful day. Life feels expansive at this moment. I feel really content and at peace. Thank you to the sun for curing me of my depression, and yeah, I'll see you all next time.
Don't forget to subscribe.